Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night SmackDown. As far as tonight's Friday Night SmackDown does go, it was the go-home show for tomorrow night's Royal Rumble, and I gotta say, this was better than most weeks we've been getting. Most of these 3-hour SmackDowns have just felt so long, so stretched out, but this one was an easier watch, I would say. This one felt a lot better. This one was just overall, like I said, a better show, and it didn't feel like a 2-hour show stretched to fit into a 3-hour show. And just about everything had a purpose, made sense, and felt needed on this broadcast. So that is a positive that I do have to say about tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. That it was an easier watch, it was better to watch, and it was just overall a better show than we've been getting since the start of the year in these 3-hour Friday Night SmackDowns. Also, if you guys didn't see, we got some new Vince McMahon and Janelle Grant news here because, and I'll just hit on this pretty quickly. Well, she filed an amended case, like an amendment to her case, adding 34 new pages of evidence to the lawsuit, going now from 67 to 101 pages. Brock Lesnar's name now comes up 12 times in the lawsuit, where before he was never specifically mentioned by name. And Michael Hayes comes up too. Brock Lesnar's name comes up for a number of different reasons, including, Vince wanting her to send Brock pictures and videos, Vince wanting her to meet with Brock. I guess the only way to say it is Vince and Janelle having sex and Vince pretending to be Brock. Like, what the hell? And then with Michael Hayes, apparently Vince ordered Janelle Grant to create customized pornography, or pornographic content is what it says. Customized pornographic content for Michael Hayes and his crew. So those are some of the big things so far coming out of this. I haven't read through the whole thing. I've just kind of skimmed it and looked for certain things and whatnot. I think one of the other things that's being found in this, give me 1 second, I have it right here. It says, according to the amended complaint, Janelle Grant's office had an internal door that could be accessed by John Laurinaitis. The office shared a wall with Paul Levesque, Nick Khan, and Brad Blum, who were involved in planning the office build. So I assume, I don't know if that's, and again, I haven't fully read over this. This is just from certain people and journalists and whatnot going through it right now and posting on Twitter. But I assume that means in the new building, when they were building out the new building. But also, I didn't know that Janelle Grant had an office at the new building ever, because I thought they didn't even move into that new building till Vince was gone. But I don't know. Again, I got to look through this. I got to read the whole thing. But I do know, what I do know is what Janelle Grant's attorneys did put out in the press release this evening, and then what certain journalists like BJ Bethel have gone through and found himself. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know exactly what else we're going to find here. Let me just look one more thing. BJ Bethel's been on top of this, posting a number of different updates and stuff. It says right here, Grant claims on her amended complaint that McMahon instructed her, this is the Michael Hayes one, instructed her to make pornographic content for Michael Hayes and his production crew. Also, here's another one. I'm going to pull this one up on the screen so you guys have context for it. This one has to do with the Netflix documentary-ish. This one here, this tweet states, from the Grant complaint, McMahon recklessly obtained Miss Grant's nude photos while being filmed for a documentary, and shots of him viewing her nude images aired on Netflix in 2024 for the world to see. And so as you see here, what they have added is, this is what we got in the Netflix documentary of Vince during a production meeting. And this right here, and I think I can make it a little larger. Here we go. And this right here is text messages basically of what Vince was sending Janelle Grant. A picture of the room from the production meeting, which is the same room here. Another, and it says production meeting now. And then this one here just says CK out Johnny. Not sure what the CK means, but CK out Johnny, John Laurinaitis. Oh, check out Johnny, I think is what it means. Check out Johnny. And it says, hold on, let me make this bigger really fast so I can read it. Here we go. It says, she responds with, he's adorable. You can only imagine how much he's doing for you. I'm so proud of him. So when I send you a sexy pic, this is the meeting I interrupt, huh? So, yeah. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, we will find more information throughout the night of me reading through it, other journalists going through it and finding new information, this, that, and so forth. So if we do have any more details on this amended filing from Janelle Grant's attorneys, we will bring it to you here on the YouTube channel and social media and so forth. Oh, we got to talk SmackDown. We had a good, I wouldn't call it like super newsworthy SmackDown. I wouldn't say that. But yeah. Mr. The Spot says, no Cena tonight. You lied, Tim. When did I ever say Cena was going to be on the show tonight? When did I ever, motherfucker, say Cena was going to be on the show tonight? Also, you're late. I can start this stream whenever the fuck I want. I'm not late. You ain't my boss. I hate these kinds of people. Come in here, tell me what to do like they're my boss, and then tell me that I lied? Yeah, you can fuck off. Trust me, I'm working on other things. I had to get that Janelle Grant video out. I've got other non-wrestling projects I'm working on as well that have deadlines. So it's like, this ain't my only thing. Yes, it's my main thing. But you ain't my boss, so it's not like I have to abide by your standards and do what you say when you say. Again, also, when did I lie about Cena? Show me something where I said Cena was officially going to be on the show tonight. In my fantasy booking, I said it would be nice if Cena was on the show tonight. But that's nothing official. That's fantasy booking. So if you're going off of that video, I'm just going to say right now, no offense, you're a dumb fuck. Anyways, we got to talk SmackDown. Before we do, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we go live and we post new videos and when we post to the community tab. Also, if you want to support the channel in another way, you can hit the join button and become a channel member. As a channel member at any tier, you get access to emotes and emojis that you can use in the live chat, or you can use in the you can use in the comment section. But if you are at the $5 tier or higher, you also get access to other content like watch-alongs. Just last weekend, we did a watch-along of the 1992 Royal Rumble. You will get access to all of our graphics packages, whether that is for Photoshop or After Effects. So when I have these Royal Rumble graphics that I make specifically customized, you guys, if you are a subscriber, will get access to those files as well, plus others. Plus, if you have any questions on those files or the graphics or anything, I will respond to you as far as helping you out if you need help working with those graphics. So you have a direct line to me there for that as well, as far as graphic stuff does go. Plus, we will be doing Q&As and other types of videos going forward in 2025 as well for members on YouTube or Patreon subscribers, patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Today, OG Chapter 1 Season 2, the new Battle Pass dropped, and if you're going to buy that Battle Pass, use our code. PWU NLIMITED. Whether you're playing on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch, your phone, your tablet, your computer, it'll ask you if you have a creator code. when you're getting them V-Bucks to get your battle pass. And you do have a creator code. It's right here. It's PW Unlimited. But with all of that, and I don't know how, but I got like a cut on my eyebrow that is really bugging the crap out of me. I have no clue where it came from. No clue where it came from. I mean, I know how I got a cut on my eyebrow when I was in 8th grade because I threw a big stick at a rock and it bounced back and hit me in the head because I'm a dumbass. But that's another story for another time. As far as SmackDown does go, I got a little confused when the show went on the air because you hear Michael Cole and I go, what? Michael Cole on commentary? We know Joe Testator's there because he posted a video, well, WWE posted a video of him saying, first hour commercial-free interview with Kevin Owens. So I'm like, Cole? What the what? And then we see Cole at the Okerlund position, the little host stand, and I go, oh, okay, they're doing just something special here with him. Then he brings out Pat McAfee. Him and McAfee worked the show tonight as quote-unquote secondary hosts, I guess you would say. And they interviewed Tiffany Stratton, but that's later. We see Liv Morgan, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Michin, Chelsea Green, and Damian Priest all entering the building from earlier in the day. Cole brings out Pat McAfee, and they talk about the Royal Rumble being in Indianapolis. McAfee made his entrance. And then they also brought out, where was I? My notes just froze on me. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. So Pat McAfee talks about how Indianapolis is a great host city for sports. McAfee said they host some of the biggest world-class events of every year. They've hosted the Final Four, national championship games, and more. And I go, whoa, Pat. Why not mention the most attended sporting event every single year in the United States? The Indianapolis 500, the Indy 500, that garners anywhere from 300 to 350,000 people on that property every year, Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that's how many people they get for the Indy 500. And all the festivities that day, because they do a lot of different things. Hell, while the race is going on, they have a music festival going on in the middle of the racetrack as well during the Indy 500. Called the Snake Pit. You got a big old music area, so you could be hanging out listening to that. You watch the race on the big screens that they got over at I need to go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I know friends that have gone, and they're just like, you need to go for the Indy 500. Indy 500, very expensive. But yeah, they had, speaking of the Indy 500, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Bailey and Cody Rhodes were actually there today taking photos and shaking hands and meeting people. So that was really cool. When Bailey came out on the kickoff show, Royal Rumble kickoff show before SmackDown, she was wearing her Indianapolis Motor Speedway jacket, which is cool. So, but yeah, I'm like, Pat, you talked about this earlier, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Why not bring it up now? Not even the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl probably could, but not even the Super Bowl because restrictions of the building, of course. Not even the Super Bowl has 300,000 people at it every year. Granted, they probably could get 300,000 people to the Super Bowl if they ran it, say, on a big property like that. But yeah, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, huge. I think you could fit like 2 or 3 Disneylands or Disney Worlds inside the property. Let me see. Hold on. How big is Indianapolis Motor Speedway? There's a comparison image. I know there is. I've seen it before. NASCAR's used it. Where's the Disney one? Because I know there's one where they've and Fox has used it before, where it's like you could fit X amount of Disneys in the property, blah, blah, blah. So here's one. Here, let's pull this up on the screen. This is really cool. And I know I'm getting off topic here, but I want to show you guys this really fast because I think this is cool. So here's some of what I'm talking about. So like this image here, you could fit inside the racetrack 2 of the Indianapolis Zoo, and this is all Indiana related things. 2 of the Indianapolis Zoos, the Indiana State House, Victory Field, the baseball field, 2 Lucas Oil Stadiums, the Children's Museum of Indianapolis, and 2 Banker Life Fieldhouse, which I believe that is now where SmackDown wants tonight, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Or we've got this one here. I think this is... No, where's the NFL Stadium one? I know there's one. So this one, you can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different college football stadiums. But I know there's one, I saw an image before where it's like NFL stadiums. Here's this one. This one's crazy too. Just on a quarter of the track itself, is the size of downtown Indianapolis. So, and that's with the road course. But there was one I thought I saw. Is it this one? No, this is the college football one again. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 college football stadiums can fit inside Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Just saying. Joe Tessitore is in the ring after this, and he brings out Kevin Owens. They've got both belts hanging from the rafters as well. Kind of low, so they're like right there in shot. Let me get back here so I can see the live chat. Tessitore said that it's difficult to look past Owens' latest actions. Tessitore played up the idea that he plays a big role covering wrestling, so he wanted to give Owens fair time. Tessitore asked Owens what everyone was missing and what's the big hang-up here between you and Cody. Owens began to talk, and the crowd started to drown him out with boos. Owens called Tessitore a Cody Rhodes fanboy and lamented that everyone was talking about how they would face Cody at WrestleMania, yet there's a chance they could face him at WrestleMania when he beats Cody for the title. Owens asked Tessitore if he thought he was a tough guy, and Owens did not accept Tessitore's initial apology for not giving him mic time last week. Owens then grabbed the Winged Eagle belt and said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm going to leave. And out comes CM Punk. Punk walks out, and Owens looked less than thrilled that Punk was there as the crowd starts chanting CM Punk. Owens and Punk then stood in the ring, staring each other down for well over a minute as the crowd starts chanting, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Owens then asked Punk if he can help him. And Punk said no. Instead, Punk said that he was there to offer 2 apologies. 1 for interrupting him tonight, because I know how that is and I don't like it. And 2 for overlooking you, looking past you. Punk said that when he wins the Royal Rumble, and if Owens makes it past an angry Cody Rhodes, 2 of them can main event WrestleMania. Kevin Owens versus CM Punk. Punk said that if Owens wins the Rumble, then Owens' title reign ain't going to last long when he beats him at WrestleMania. Owens says that he felt conflicted because on one hand, there are 29 guys in the Rumble that I like more than you. Even though I don't know everybody who's going to be in the Rumble, I still like them all more than you. But at the same time, Owens said that the thought of Punk versus he in the main event of WrestleMania, or more likely him beating Punk's ass in the main event of WrestleMania, is appealing to him. Owens played up the fact that all Punk wants to do is main event WrestleMania. And it's right at Punk's fingertips. Owens said the idea of Punk never getting to main event WrestleMania is a good one to him. It sounds great. Owens said that he loves the thought of Punk never completing that dream. Owens starts to step away, and Punk said, where are you going? You know, that's not to be rude or anything, but at least I haven't lost 5 title matches at the Royal Rumble. He then brings up the fact that he's never lost to Logan Paul either. Punk said that he had never tried to manipulate his best friend to win a title, but Owens likes to take shortcuts. Punk noted how he has to throw 29 other people over the top rope and out of the ring, while Owens has to survive a pissed-off Cody Rhodes in a ladder match. Punk invited Owens back in the ring and said, I'm not going to fight you tomorrow, but I'll kick your ass right now. Punk told Owens, don't be afraid. Owens dropped his mic. Punk did too. Owens teased getting back in the ring and instead just walked off with the Winged Eagle belt. Punk's music played and ended the segment. I thought this was great. I thought this was really good. Both men were really great here, and it really made me go, ooh, Kevin Owens versus CM Punk at WrestleMania would be awesome. Awesome. James, I've never even been to the state of Indiana. I think, well, see, the farthest east I've been, I have been for Virginia for my Army training when I was in the Army and when they sent us to school to train for being a cook in 2010. But I've never, I was there, but I was secluded on base. Never left base. And I've never been to Indiana. Indiana's more Midwest than East. Is it East Coast? I don't even know. But I've never been anywhere up that area, nowhere near the state of Indiana. Anywho, The Miz was talking to Nick Aldis backstage and said if Andrade was standing right there, or at first he's like, you told me to go make friends. I made friends with A-Town Down Under, and then you shipped them off. Then I tried to make friends with Andrade, and he kind of just brushed me off. He's like, you know what? If Andrade was here right now, standing right next to me, punch him in the face. And Nick Aldis kind of looks past Miz, and Miz goes, he's standing right behind me, isn't he? Andrade then challenges Miz to a match tonight, saying, you got a problem with me? Let's do it. Andrade then suggested that Miz versus Andrade. Nick Aldis then confirmed Miz versus Andrade can happen tonight. Carmelo Hayes then walked to the ring with a microphone, called Jimmy Uso not the one, but the two. Melo said that he won't miss because his name isn't Tyrese Halliburton. The show naturally cut to, Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton sitting in the front row and laughing at Carmelo Hayes. Jimmy tried to jumpstart the match, but Melo quickly countered, and the match is underway. Also, Hayes did state he's going to be in the Rumble. So this match itself goes, and we're 30, 40 minutes into this show. Maybe not 40, but we're close to. And this is the first match. 8.5 minutes long. So Melo had the control for a good part of the first couple of minutes until he tried a headbutt to Jimmy. But he ended up hurting himself in the process. Melo then ran into an uppercut from Jimmy, and Jimmy yeeted. Jimmy clotheslined Melo over the top rope and went for a dive, but Melo cut Jimmy off with a clothesline inside the ring. Melo then landed a hip attack and went for another one, but Jimmy moved and tried a pop-up move, but Melo turned it into a nice-looking DDT for a 2. With Jimmy on the outside, Melo landed a dive and jawed at Tyrese Halliburton. Jimmy attacked Melo as he was distracted and then dealing with Halliburton. He rolled him up and threw him into the ring, hit him with an enziguri. Jimmy then went for a hip attack, but Melo moved. Didn't matter, though, because Jimmy came right back with a pop-up Samoan drop for a 2. Jimmy then went to the top rope, but Melo cut him off and went for something. I'm not sure what. Jimmy denied it and landed some type of arm drag suplex deal. Melo went down. Both guys actually kind of went down here, and we got a reset. More big moves. Melo tried to go for the first 48 and gets it and gets a 2.5. Melo then went for another springboard move, but Jimmy super kicked him instead, got a near fall off of it. Melo at one point went to the top rope, but Jimmy cut him off. Jimmy went for something, and Melo countered in a roll-up. Jimmy kicked out of the roll-up and rolled Melo to pin him and pick up the victory. So Jimmy Uso does get the win here against Carmelo Hayes. And did they say, actually, I didn't see. Let me go. Did they say if Melo is in the, or Jimmy is in the Rumble? That I didn't see. As of right now, Jimmy is not listed for the Royal Rumble. Because he was not mentioned on SmackDown as being in the Rumble. Okay. That's interesting. Bank says, hype for the Rumble tomorrow, one of my favorite pay-per-views. Hell yeah. I think it's one of the best pay-per-views every year. We then get, speaking of the Royal Rumble, the By the Numbers video. These are always so good. Really cool. Justin Green's backstage being interviewed by Byron Saxton before a title match. Green said, last week, Michin tried to destroy my face. The face of the United States. Tonight, I'll return the favor. Green said that she will win the Royal Rumble Saturday as well. And then Green said, I have no problems with my Secret Hervis by my side. You know, Secret Service, Secret Hervis. And Joe Tessitore goes, did I hear her right? Did she say Secret Harvest? This match only goes about 6.5 minutes and does end in a DQ. So they said it was supposed to be Michin's last chance at the belt, but the way it ends with the DQ and Chelsea using the kendo stick. Don't give me another one, please. The two traded pinfall attempts early on, with Green getting the better of it, but not getting an actual pinfall. She eventually rolls outside of the ring. Michin goes after her, and she rolls back in. Michin does hit a series of German suplexes, and Green goes to the outside again, where Michin landed a dive through the ropes. Back inside the ring, Michin went for a neat defeat, but Green got away from it. Michin pounded on Green until Green pushed Michin over to the top and went to the outside. Back inside the ring, Green worked a chin lock eventually with Green. And then eventually, wait, I wrote this word. Green worked a headlock. I don't know why. I literally wrote the same sentence twice. My bad. Michin then fought back with a series of kicks, including a running kick. Michin then set her for a long back attack and hit the cannonball, and then got a 2 off of it. The two then traded pin attempts until Michin landed a neat defeat. And interestingly, so Chelsea's got this bandage over the bridge of her nose, basically saying that Michin messed up her face with the eat defeat. And Wade Barrett's on commentary going, I've seen a lot of women take that eat defeat, Joe Tessitore, but I've never seen any actually, get hurt and have to have bandages on their face from it or something like that. He kind of devalues the eat defeat move, in my opinion. Very weird there. So B-Fab's on the outside, and Chelsea tries to go to the outside. So Chelsea takes the eat defeat, rolls to the outside, and she gets her bearings about her, and she's like, tries to stand herself up on B-Fab. Like, she's like, puts her hand on B-Fab to balance herself. She's like, uh-oh. And so B-Fab grabs her and throws her back in the ring. Michin then, she tries to throw her back in the ring. Chelsea gets out of it, and Michin jumps out of the ring. There's a whole schmoz here. Eventually, Green finds a kendo stick, hits Michin with it, and the ref calls for the DQ. Afterwards, eventually, they get back into the ring. Michin gets the stick, hits Chelsea with it, and then Piper gets Chelsea out of there. So it ends in a DQ, so I'm just sitting here going, fuck. We're getting a fourth one. I don't need a fourth one. We go to the back. Byron Saxton's interviewing the women's tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Naomi. Saxton asked, what will happen if Naomi and Belair are the final two in the Rumble? They were also asked the same question during the kickoff show, and they pretend fought each other. And they're like, we support each other, no matter the outcome. Saxton noted how, Liv and Raquel have their eyes on the women's tag team championships. Also, speaking of Liv and Raquel, during the kickoff show, the Royal Rumble kickoff show, Raquel literally stated, if it comes down to me and Liv, I live for the Judgment Day, and my job in this Royal Rumble is to make sure Liv wins. So I will do everything I have to make sure Liv wins. So basically, Raquel says if it comes down to her and Liv, she will eliminate herself. Or Liv eliminate her. Because as we've learned before, you can't just eliminate yourself. We learned that in the 92 Rumble with Macho Man Randy Savage, where he just jumps out of over the top rope to the outside, and then all these officials are like, you gotta get back in the ring. That's not an official elimination. But yeah, Raquel said that her main objective in the Rumble tomorrow is to make sure A, Liv doesn't get eliminated, and B, Liv wins. So she is basically Liv's bodyguard in this Rumble. I hate it for Raquel, but yeah. We get another Charlotte Flair vignette where she says that she's one of the best to ever do it, and she will not let the last year of her being out define her. Also, Stephanie McMahon shows sitting in the crowd with Nick Khan's son. So a lot of people going, who's the kid? Who's the kid? It's Nick Khan's son. So then we get, in my opinion, one of the best pro wrestling promos so far in 2025. Jacob Fatu, give him everything. Give this man everything. This man needs to be WWE champion, main event in WrestleMania. This man is so good. Damian Priest comes out and says that he wanted to make an impact after coming up to the main roster and went from a nobody to heavyweight champion. Priest says that he doesn't want to live in the past, though, because now he's on SmackDown. Priest said his goal on SmackDown is to become a champion, and it will start by winning the Royal Rumble. He will then secure a spot for WrestleMania. Out would then come Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. So Fatu comes out, and he tells Priest, hey, you on SmackDown now. This is my show. Fatu said the Priest has accomplished a lot. And he kind of gave him his flowers and whatnot. He goes, yeah, we're both a little similar. We came from the gutter. We out the mud. We come from the streets. But the difference is that I was locked in the box. Now I'm all gas, no brakes. And if you think you're going to make a name for yourself here on this side of the street, it ain't going to happen. Fatu said the Priest can either lay down or get his ass beat down. Fatu said that he and Tama Tonga are running things here. He said something like, you get that? Because it's Fatu. And I'm like, motherfucker, this guy ain't only a beast in the ring doing all these damn things you never see someone like him do, but he can cut a hell of a promo. And not only does he cut a hell of a promo, but his accent, even though and regardless, the accent and the way he speaks is different from everybody else as well. And so he is just so special, and he's got it. When they say you need it, goddamn Jacob Fatu has it. Priest asked Fatu, if that's supposed to be some sort of, threat. If you're supposed to trying to intimidate him. Priest then spoke in Spanish. I don't know exactly what he said. And Priest said Fatu should know better. And asked Fatu whether they're even talking at all. Priest then super kicked Tama Tonga, and Fatu and him stare each other down. The two circle each other as the crowd chants, holy shit. The two then start to brawl when Tama Tonga gets up, inserts himself, and it's 2-on-1 on the former World Heavyweight Champion. That is until former United States Champion LA Knight comes out to make the save. Knight comes out and hits Fatu with a chair and grabs the mic. Knight challenged Fatu and Tonga to a tag team match later tonight against he and Priest. Knight offered up his catchphrase, yeah, and ended the segment. That was our main event. Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu versus Damian Priest and LA Knight. Great match. Los Santos Escobar shown backstage talking to Los Garzas, and I guess they're baby faces? I don't know. I'm not sure. But they teamed up with Motor City Machine Guns tonight. So Motor City Machine Guns walk up. Escobar pointed out that Motor City Machine Guns have an opportunity to win gold tomorrow at the Rumble. Meanwhile, Legado del Fantasma have to fight for what they have. Alex Shelley said that they will have Los Garzas back tonight. And Angel said if Motor City Machine Guns can beat DIY, they want first shot at the tag titles. So it's like, are they baby faces now? Are Legado baby? I don't know. We get footage of the moment when Triple H is told earlier this week that he will be going into the Hall of Fame. And again, people don't want to believe it, but he was actually legitimately surprised. Didn't know they wanted to do it. And it was all a Nick Khan call. But my question is, and I have asked this a couple times now this week, if Triple H is the headliner, you have to have thought at this point of the year, Triple H is already thinking of who he wanted to go into the Hall of Fame. So who did he have in mind as a headliner? That's the question. Who did Paul have in mind as a headliner? And is that person still going to go in or not? Or are they going to wait? I don't know. So we did get that 8-man tag team match. It was Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garzas against DIY and Pretty Deadly. And this match went about as much as you would expect. The heels couldn't work well together, and the babyface pick up the win ahead of the tag title match tomorrow. Roberto and Prince started things off with the lockup. The show kind of quickly went to a break, but it came back pretty quickly as well. Ciampa was the legal man. Legal man for the heels, and Berto landed a rolling moonsault on Ciampa for a 2. Shelley tried to tag in, but Angel tagged himself in instead. Sabin then immediately tagged himself in. Gargano was the legal man on the other side, and things kind of broke down. The babyfaces hit stereo dives on the heels on the outside, and we went to another break. Kind of too quickly, in my opinion, going to that second break. When the show returned, Prince was working over Sabin. Wilson tagged in, and Sabin hit a double clothesline on both Prince and Wilson. Sabin then tagged in Angel, who stole the tag for Shelley. Angel then fired up and ripped off his pants. Angel went to the top and hit a crossbody on Wilson for a 2. Gargano then tagged himself in, and things kind of broke down again with all 8 wrestlers hitting their big moves, complete with a moonsault from Angel under Pretty Deadly to the outside. Roberto then powerbombed Gargano inside the ring for a nice near fall and a "This is awesome" chant from the crowd. Sabin tagged himself in, but Angel stopped Sabin from entering the ring. Los Garza's jawed at Sabin and left ringside, leaving Motor City Machine Guns on their own. Ciampa, meanwhile, worked over Sabin on the outside of the ring, throwing him into the crowd barrier. Shelley then popped up on the apron, but Gargano pulled Shelley to the floor. Gargano then clotheslined the hell out of Sabin, and then accidentally big boot kicked Prince off the apron. Right in the face. Pretty Deadly left. Sabin rolled up Ciampa and pinned him to pick up the victory. So the babyface challengers, that is, defeated the heel champions. Now, if this was Vince booking, I would say, well, they just told us DIY is winning tomorrow. But Triple H doesn't book like that anymore. He kind of does, but not as much. We go to the back. Fatu and Tonga are shown walking around. And all of a sudden, we see the tag titles just sitting on a road case. And it catches Tama Tonga's eyes. He walks over. Because at first, I don't notice the tag titles. I think he's looking at this guy sitting over at this merch area, right? Because they have these big cabinets you open up and they cubbies with different merch in them. So that way, if wrestlers need shirts, they can go grab them, whatnot, and this, that. Well, so I think he's looking at the guy for some reason. But then it pans down. We see the titles, this and whatnot. And so he's looking at the titles. And DIY immediately come up and go, nope, those are ours. And he just looks at them and goes, so a tease. Tonga wants to go back after them tag titles. Will we be getting him and Jacob as tag champs? Or at least challenging for him? Immediately, though, Ciampa and Gargano walk off and they go to yell at Pretty Deadly. Gargano said the tag title match at the Rumble was the biggest match of their lives. Elton Prince told Gargano and Ciampa that tomorrow night, you're on your own. Because basically, Gargano or Ciampa was like, biggest match of our lives. You want a shot at these belts? You got to make sure we retain. And then it's like, all fairness, you guys are on your own. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were shown at their tiny desk. Okay, this is what I got confused earlier. I thought this was at the beginning of the show. They introduced Tyrese Halliburton, who joined the two at the tiny desk. Now, interesting thing with Tyrese Halliburton tomorrow. So they keep teasing he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. But he's got a basketball game against the Atlanta Falcons. Or Atlanta Hawks, I mean. I'm a dummy. Atlanta Hawks. At 5 o'clock. Basically when the Rumble's starting. But he keeps saying, hey, I'm going to do my game. Take the quick shower I've ever taken. Run across the street to come see the rest of this show. Like he's like, I'm going to be here. And so during the kickoff event earlier today, he was out there with Pat and Michael Cole. And Triple H comes out. Triple H's like, it's the Royal Rumble. Surprise has happened. Anybody can show up. And he walks over to Tyrese Halliburton and goes, what are you doing tomorrow? He's like, well, I got a game. He's like, well, we need to talk. So they're teasing Tyrese Halliburton potentially showing up in the Rumble. Now, if that's the case, that would mean that the men's Rumble is going to go on last. Because it can't go on first. He's got that basketball game during the beginning of the Rumble, basically. So we'll see. He can get there quick because literally they're going to be playing. Where SmackDown was tonight, the Gamebridge Fieldhouse, is where they're playing the Hawks tomorrow. So it's really a hop, skip, and a jump across the street to get over to Lucas Oil Stadium. We then get a very awesome vignette focusing on the rivalry and upcoming ladder match with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Then we get Liv Morgan versus Naomi. Match goes just short of 10.5 minutes. And basically, they want us to know Liv and Raquel are next in line for these tag titles and probably winning them. So Naomi and Liv lock up. Morgan gets the best of it. But Naomi came back with an arm drag and a head scissor takedown. Morgan rolled to the outside and back in the ring. Naomi kicked Morgan a couple of times, actually. Naomi then hit her split-legged splash for a 2. Naomi landed a vertical suplex and got another 2. Raquel hopped up on the apron to cause a distraction to Naomi, and Morgan took advantage with backstabber for a 2. We go to a break. Back from the break, Morgan tried to pin Naomi, but got a 2 out of it. She then worked a chin lock. Naomi then stunned Morgan, and things kind of evened out. Naomi kicked Morgan in the head and followed it up with a clothesline and a back elbow. Naomi then ran Morgan's face into the second turnbuckle and went to the top. From there, Naomi landed a crossbody for a 2. Morgan ultimately came back with a running knee and a code breaker for a near fall. Naomi hit her rear view out of nowhere and went for a split-legged moonsault, but Raquel distracted Naomi. With that, though, Morgan and Naomi traded pin attempts in the wake of the distraction. Naomi did get the best of it, rolling Morgan up and picking up the victory. So Naomi wins, yes, but immediately Naomi wins. Her and Bianca are celebrating. They're doing the Naomi, yeah, to her music, right? And they get beat down. They get beat down by Liv and Raquel. Beat the crap out of them. Even with, I think it was Raquel powerbombed Liv onto both Naomi and Bianca. So, yep. The challengers, well, yeah. I guess it was a forthcoming challengers stood tall. Even though Naomi still got the win. We then got a full big-ass video recap of Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman from Saturday night's main event. I didn't expect this one, but hey, cool. I'll say it right now. No wrestling company now or ever does video packages like WWE. WWE has always had top-notch production people making these video packages. So whether it's, previewing an upcoming show, recapping a match from an old show, or creating vignettes for a returning superstar, I don't see many companies doing them as good as WWE. AEW has had a couple of times, like those Bandito Cowboy Wild West ones were kind of cool. And I feel like, if I'm remembering correctly, I was told those weren't even done by the company. They hired somebody else to do those. Same with the, her name's on the tip of my tongue. She just came, Julia Hart ones. The Julia Hart videos were created by a videographer, photographer, editor that does not work for AEW. So AEW does not have people in-house creating some of their best video packages and vignettes. They're, I guess you could say, freelancing those out. Let me turn this fan on. It's getting a little warm in here. And I'm back. So, we then got a 10-minute match. Andrade and The Miz. And this was just your typical TV match. Nothing special at all. The two lock up, and Miz hit an arm drag and then posed. There was a lockup that happened again, and Andrade got the best of it this time. Miz actually landed a flying head scissors. Wade Barrett was so shocked by this, and the crowd cheered for it as the action spilled to the outside. Andrade then followed it up with the springboard moonsault on Miz, and the show into a commercial break. Back from the break, Miz was in control, giving Andrade some of the Miz kicks. Andrade popped up and chopped the hell out of Miz. From there, Andrade hit a dragon screw leg whip and a flying elbow before firing up the crowd. Andrade landed a double knees onto Miz in the corner. Andrade then booted Miz in the face, but Miz came back with a tilt-a-whirl DDT for a near fall. Miz then clotheslined Andrade in the corner and went to the top, but Andrade cut him off. With the two on the top rope, Andrade then pulled off a top rope Spanish fly for a near fall. Crowd chants, "This is awesome." Andrade then misses a moonsault attempt, and the two traded roll-up attempts, but nothing came of it. Andrade then hit a spinning back elbow, and then that dropped the Miz for him to pick up the victory. 1, 2, 3. Andrade beats Miz. Just a simple, nice TV match. Nothing wrong with it, but nothing super impressive by it either. In the back, Priest runs into Santos Escobar. Just wondered why Escobar was even talking to him in the first place. Escobar told Priest that he'd see him around. And then Priest turns around. He's like, "What are you doing here? It's our Truth." And Truthfully goes, "Hey, you're back on Raw." Priest's like, "Truth, it's Friday. This is SmackDown." And then he's like, "So I was talking to Adam Pearce, who surprisingly grew hair and now has a British accent." I'm like, "Is Truth on SmackDown now?" LA Knight then comes up. We see Nakamura standing in the shadows as well. Knight and Priest then talk to each other. And then Truth was like, "Well, welcome to Raw." And then Knight and Priest kind of just looked at him like, "Fucking Truth." So Tiffany Stratton was shown walking backstage. She ran into Zelina Vega, who said, "Got my eyes on your title." Tiffany talked down to Vega. And it turns out Stratton is going to talk to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee in the ring. McAfee and Cole were in the ring. Cole introduced the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. She makes her entrance to a good reaction from the crowd in Indianapolis. Cole asked Tiffany how life has changed since winning the title. Tiffany said She has always been championship material. Stratton said, now everybody knows that's what she is. Not that she is, but now they know it. McAfee said, everybody wants what you got. And listed off a bunch of wrestlers who might win the Rumble, including Nia Jax. And Tiffany goes, Nia underestimated what I could do before, and so she's going to underestimate what I could do again if she wins. Because right now, it's Tiffy time. And then that led to Candice LeRae coming out. LeRae walked out with a microphone. LeRae called Tiffany pathetic and said Tiffany doesn't deserve to even say Nia's name. LeRae said Tiffany betrayed both her and Nia. The crowd's giving her the what treatment. LeRae stepped into the ring and called Tiffany jealous. LeRae told Tiffany to enjoy what little bit of Tiffy time you even have left. LeRae said that she has entered the Royal Rumble. Tiffany backed LeRae into the corner, and Jax tried to attack Tiffany, but Tiffany moved, and Jax splashed LeRae. Jax rebounded quickly and hit a leg drop finisher on Tiffany, and then Jax stood tall over the segment. So they're really pushing. We're going to get a rematch with Tiffany and Nia, but I don't know if that means Nia wins the Rumble. I think Charlotte's winning the Rumble and then challenging Tiffany at WrestleMania. We get Charlotte and Tiffany. So whether Nia gets a rematch between now and WrestleMania is a moot point because I don't see Tiffany dropping the belt. Terry then ran down the card for the Royal Rumble. We can do that really quick right here. We have the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship, as Cody Rhodes will be defending against Kevin Owens. In a 2 out of 3 falls match with the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line, DIY will be defending against Motor City Machine Guns. Then we have the 2 Royal Rumble matches. In the Men's Rumble, we so far know announced is John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Damian Priest, and Santos Escobar. As far as the Women's Rumble already announced is Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven. That's all we know. As far as the names do go, we have 17 announced for the men and 14 for the women. And this leads us to our main event, LA Knight and Damian Priest against Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Match goes about 14 and a half, almost 15 minutes. So Knight and Priest jumpstart the match and ran into the ring to attack the heels. Fatu was kicked to the outside, and Tonga and Priest turned things around and started off the match. Priest then got the best of him and tagged in Knight. Still, Tonga came back, cornered Knight and tagged in Jacob. Knight then landed a neck breaker on Fatu and stomped a mud hole in him. Knight then ran into a knee from Fatu, and Knight came back with another neck breaker. Priest eventually tagged in and worked over Fatu until Tama Tonga distracted Priest, and Fatu capitalized with a hip attack. Tonga tagged in and took some punishment from Fatu. Fatu tagged in and worked Priest's neck. Priest came back and threw Fatu to the outside. Knight tagged in, and Knight went after Fatu, complete with a top rope elbow. Out of nowhere, though, Fatu landed a leaping elbow and on Knight to settle things down. Show then went to its final commercial break. When the show returned, Fatu went for the hip attack on Knight, but Knight moved out of the way. From there, Knight back suplexed Fatu and ultimately got the hot tag to Priest, who came in and cleaned house. Priest hit a flapjack on Tonga and tried to fire up the crowd and did successfully. Priest then sent Tonga flying over the commentary table and planted Fatu on the table as well. Back inside the ring, Priest walked the ropes, Undertaker style, and hit a crossbody for a near fall that the referee sorta gave away before Tonga kicked out. Ref pulled the pin, kinda. Priest then set up for a razor's edge, but Tonga countered into a sleeper hold. Priest then fired up, but didn't really work. Eventually it did work though, and Priest got out of it. Tonga landed a hanging DDT on Priest inside the ring, and Knight tackled Fatu over into the timekeeper's area. Get to this is awesome chant. Tonga then ran at Priest, but Priest caught him and eventually clotheslined the hell out of Tama Tonga. Priest then hit a South of Heaven and pinned him to pick up the victory. After the match, though, Fatu ran into the ring and attacked Priest, complete with a super kick, pop-up Samoan drop, and a moonsault. The show then just cuts right off the air because they went to the final minute-second tick. So, yeah, they went to the last moment, and they got the show off the air at the last second. Because I'm sitting here watching on Netflix, all of a sudden it just cuts. And I'm like, oh, show's over. So, good SmackDown, though. I will say one of the better SmackDowns we've gotten since they've shifted to 3 hours. And it wasn't hard to watch. Last 3 weeks, I've been like, fuck, is this show over yet? Oh, shit, we still got an hour left. But you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of the show. Let me get the poll going on Twitch really fast. What? SmackDown. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. We got that poll. Let's go refresh the other ones as well. And where is my Twitter? There it is. Couldn't get Twitter to load. As far as the Twitter poll does go, also, don't know exactly everything that happened, but that crazy plane crash in Philly. Poof. Pray for the families. Pray for the families. Why won't this load? Here we go. Okay. So as far as the Twitter X poll does go, 63% liked the show, 27% thought it was just all right, and 9% didn't like it. Looking at the Threads poll, 73% liked the show, 27% thought it was just all right. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 76% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. As far as the YouTube live poll does go, 84% liked the show, 11% thought it was just all right, and 5% didn't like it. Finally, everybody that voted on Twitch, 67% liked the show, 33% thought it was just all right. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, tomorrow night is the Royal Rumble. We're going to be live after the show, breaking it all down, and I should have a co-host with me you guys have never seen before doing wrestling content that you've never seen before on a podcast. He's never been on a podcast, so we'll see how it goes. We'll have a good one. We'll see you next time. See you tomorrow after the Royal Rumble. Have a good one, guys.